This is a good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live.
We're getting really close to our destination for the day, and we come around the curve, and you got to back up about 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks ago when we burned our brakes up. It was on a hill here in Austria, a mountain, where we were coming downhill at a 16% slope. We just passed a sign. What did it say, Curt? 23%?
25%,
Something.
23%.
And it said for the next 500 meters, so at least it's not for a few miles like the one that burned our brakes up. Okay, it's over. We're up to 14%, which is still pretty steep, guys. That's why we got our brakes replaced before we came to the Alps, right, Curdy?
Yeah, that's why.
That was a steep one coming in. Whew. All right. Maybe there's no more of those till we get there. It is still staying pretty steep. Maybe a half a mile later, we're still probably at 15% down. Curt's doing a good job of pumping the brakes, but on roads like this, they do not use switchbacks very often here, like we're used to in the Andes. So it's just down. I mean, you'll see right here, this is probably the first switchback we've come to. All right, looks like it's leveling out. Woo! In our last video, we did that epic hike through a gorge and all the waterfalls up in the start of the Alps here in Austria. Then we started to head west, and as we drove west, the mountains got bigger, the villages got prettier, everything is incredibly green. We went through a beautiful national park. I think it starts with a G. Do you remember the name, Curt?
Actually, it's the green belt. It was like Gusser, but we went through a few national parks, and it was absolutely stunning region. Big, beautiful green trees and just rugged mountain ranges up and down. It was really gorgeous.
Yeah, we came through a few towns. We ended up staying at a campground about 45 minutes from where we want to start our adventure today. And that was a nice, peaceful place set on a little lake. But mainly the first part of this video is about how incredible that drive was. But today, we are taking you, hopefully, if things work out, to one of the most beautiful villages in all of Europe. So let's go see if it's worth all the hype. First, we got to find some parking. We are in the small little resort town of Obertraun. Obertraun. And this is not our destination, but it is across the lake from our destination. And what's special about this little town is they are awesome, and they have overnight parking for motorhomes. Now, it costs about $25. You pay up there at the credit card machine, but something you have to do as well, because you're spending overnight, is you have to pay the tourist tax, just like if you were staying at a hotel. So there's an envelope up there where you fill out a registration card, and we had to put in $6, €6, 3 apiece for our tourist tax. You put your parking ticket and your tourist tax information in the windshield, and you can stay here for 24 hours. Now we have about a 5-minute walk till we get down to the lake. And at the lake, we get on a boat, and we're gonna take you to the famous village of Hallstatt. Now, if you've got kids, from what I understand, this village is what inspired the village in the movie Frozen. And it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful villages in all of Europe, not just Austria. Now, we are prepared for tourists because it is a tourist destination. But everyone tells us it's worth it. And so far, our experience here, being surrounded by these beautiful mountains, I think it's going to be okay. What do you think, Curt?
I'm always cautious when people use the biggest, the best, most beautiful, because everywhere we go, like, everybody's got the coolest bungee jump or whatever. But I am excited to see this, and I can tell you the drive in makes me believe. And also, this place is surrounded by steep mountains, so I believe it's going to stand up. We'll see. And right off the bat, one of the signature things that this little region is known for is the beautiful reflections you get off of this lake and over into Hallstatt, which is across the way. And so we're parking across the way, and we're gonna take the boat in. And if you can see coming right across the lake, that little wooden flat boat, that's gonna be our transportation over across the lake. What a stunning setting right here inside the lake. You can see snow over there walking over to the boat ramp. Those people are already in line waiting for the boat. So we just arrived. What's nice is they have this beautiful park out in the point. They have some restrooms over there, and they are clean, and there's a restaurant. And then the boat ride, I'm hearing, is €10 one way, €16 round trip.
Welcome aboard. As we set sail across the crystal clear waters of Lake Hallstatt, you can cast your eyes back towards Obertraun. For centuries, these very boats, inspired by the traditional Zealand rafts, have carried passengers just like us across this magical lake. If you look to your left, rising from the emerald embrace of the forest is the mighty Dachstein Massif. At 2,995 meters, it's the highest mountain in the entire Salzkammergut region. Now, I am sure I am pronouncing that region wrong, but I tried. Now, if you look ahead on the opposite shore, the charming village of Hallstatt awaits. It's nicknamed the Pearl of the Salzkammergut. Hallstatt is loaded with rich history dating back to prehistoric times. You can even see the famous Hallstatt skywalk clinging to the mountainside above, offering breathtaking panoramic views. Lake Hallstatt itself is a geological marvel, carved by glaciers thousands of years ago. It's one of the deepest lakes in Central Europe, reaching depths of over 120 meters. Now, for the folks back home, that is way over a football field deep. And always keep an eye out for beautiful swans gliding across the surface here. The Hallstatt swans are famous. As we approach Hallstatt itself, take a moment to appreciate the unique architectural style. The colorful houses nestled along the lakeshore are a photographer's dream. And if you look closely, you might even spot the iconic Lutheran church with its distinctive onion dome. Now, Hallstatt's history is deeply intertwined with salt. For thousands of years, salt has been mined from the depths of these nearby mountains. In fact, this village owes its very existence to that valuable mineral. To learn more about that, you can visit the world's oldest salt mine, located just above Hallstatt. And finally, we're going to arrive at the village itself. So welcome to Hallstatt, a place where history and natural beauty collide. So let's get ready to explore this charming village and create some memories of a lifetime.
What is your name?
Karin.
Karin?
Karin?
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the beautiful boat ride.
Thank you.
All right, we made it across the lake, and it was a beautiful boat ride. And as we got closer to the shoreline, and these houses, they're so like all wooden and brown and trimmed out and cool. It really is a pretty ride in.
Beautiful, and welcome to Hallstatt. Let's go see what this place is all about.
Oh yeah, you think so? It looks like pears. Look at all the pears on them. All right, we just got here, and look at these swans hanging out. And if you look at the background, this is kind of an Instagram kind of famous hot spot. You get down in the water and get the reflection shot with the city in the background. And I can tell you, this thing already has knocked it out of the park. This place with this reflective water, the mountains surrounding, and this gorgeous city. It's legit, guys. It is legit.
Looking out, the morning air is waiting for us now. Calling to the space between the clouds. There's something beautiful in the quiet we have found. Something beautiful. We will go as far as our feet can take us. Heaven knows the world that we will find. We'll paint the open sky, illuminate the night. You and I, right where we belong. Come alive. Every flower opens in due time. Every season falling into light. In the mystery, there's reason for design. And there's something beautiful. We will go as far as our feet can take us. Heaven knows the world that we will find. We'll paint the open sky, illuminate the night. You and I, right where we belong. Where we belong, we belong. Where we belong, we belong. We will go as far as our feet can take us. Heaven knows the world that we will find. We'll paint the open sky, illuminate the night. You and I, right where we belong. We're right where we belong.
So we are standing at what's considered the most scenic view of all of Hallstatt, and you're about to see why. We can get a view of both churches from here and some of the cool wooden houses that go up the hill.
Some of these little houses look almost like cuckoo clocks. So if you ever seen the little wooden houses with like the dark stained brown wood and all the little intricate cutouts and stuff like that, And even like the windows and doors are all ornate with all kinds of really cool fixtures. So it really is all over a beautiful place.
It really is. But we're in a hot spot, an Instagram hot spot, which means there's a lot of people here. But to give you a little perspective of where we are, over here on the other side of the lake, behind that little peninsula that sticks out, is where we came across in the boat. And we came across there and got the beautiful views of the city from there. About a block behind this church is where we landed in the boat. And we walked through the little market area. I got Hungarian goulash today and an apple strudel.
Or they got pizza.
They got beer. They got Coca-Cola Zero, coffee. I'm good with Hungarian goulash. How about you?
Yeah.
Well, we snuck into a little restaurant in the square here, and we're going with the special. We had to kind of take the seating we could get because there are people here, but this is a Hungarian goulash.
Now, I want to make a point. We're in Austria. This is Hungarian goulash. We were just in Hungary and we had the goulash.
We had the goulash.
We had the goulash in Budapest and in other places as well. This is good goulash.
It's not
It's
Hungarian.
not the Hungarian goulash we had.
This meal was all about convenience, speed, and being able to find a place to sit down. So we're gonna dig in. And also notice Curt ordered a giant beer.
All right, just keep in mind that we came here for the beautiful views of this town on the lake. We didn't come here for the Hungarian goulash. But they have a cool little waterfall up here. And so I quickly gobbled up my goulash. And while snow's kind of chilling, I'm gonna go up here and see if I can find the entrance to this waterfall that pours down over the city. Let's go check it out. And down here at city level, you can see how the water from the waterfall just pours right down through the town, actually under the town right there. But I think we got some steps to go up here to get to the waterfall. And after my last hike, my legs are a little worn. We'll be all right though. So I was coming up to the waterfall and I got distracted. You know, this little town, this beautiful little town, just pushes up this steep mountain area and it can't go very far. You can see right here, we're pushed up against the wall. But up here, there's this big church. And the church is really cool. It's a bit of a humble church, but outside they have these cemeteries. And I really haven't seen this around before, but at each sort of decorative headstone piece or head ornament, they have just flowers and plants and all sorts of green, lively stuff here. So it's a really cool presentation. And anyway, I just got distracted and fascinated at this. And there's also, because we're up here, some stunning views of the church down below where snow is and where we just had goulash. We haven't gone into that church yet, but as you can see, it has a huge steeple, and it just, with the golden cross up top and the backdrop of the mountains behind it, it really is stunning. And you can see there's a clock tower up there you can see from 4 directions. Anyway, I digress as I got distracted, but we're going to continue to work up to this little waterfall area. So this is pretty wild. So up here, kind of above the town, they have some tunnels that go through for the road. And there's a big parking place up here. And the waterfall comes down right here by the parking lot. So it's like parking with a view. But you can see it goes straight down And well, we had already seen it where it's running through the city. So there's not as much to see up here as you might think. Although we know from seeing it from the lake, that waterfall goes way on up into the mountain. But let's check out the view from here. And you can see the town is not really very big at all. Again, I am above the town on a parking lot, and so it's not really too much above me, but everything along here runs alongside of the lake all the way down through there, and then there's only enough room the rest of the way for just the road. Beautiful little town. Let's go see if we can catch up with snow. Oh, there's the river. There's the waterfall right there. See it going through the town? What's your PIN number, lady? Look, we made it down to the lake where the waterfall pours out. So it runs all the way down through and under the city and comes out right here.
You stirring your Turkish coffee there, Curt? Your Bosnian?
It's a method I learned from Tim, so I'm pouring it here.
So we've stopped for our afternoon dessert and coffee. We found a place kind of on the water. Soon we will take our boat back to our house.
We had to stop off Lakeside Cafe and get a little apple strudel and some coffee.
It's so good, and it's hot. And then we got this big spoonful of whipped cream.
Fresh cream, hot apple strudel, and coffee.
Curt better hurry or he's not going to get any.
We wolfed down our strudel and our coffee. These little boats, flat boats, going back and forth, only go every hour on the 20 minutes. But it looks like snow's hustling up and we're going to catch it.
So these boats that we're traveling back and forth to the van on across the lake are kind of remakes of the old traditional style boat that they used when there were no roads or trains or buses or anything that came here. So in the old days, that is how you traveled around Hallstatt. Now another cool thing for you to know is up here somewhere, we can't see it, but there is a salt mine. And that salt mine is 7,000 years old. Now you can tour it. We need to do a little bit of research to see if it's something we're going to be able to pull off. And if it is, we'll take you there tomorrow. But a little spoiler alert, it is the oldest salt mine in the world. And back when it was in its day, it made Hallstatt one of the wealthiest cities in all of Europe. We are almost back to our van. Now there's room for, 10 or 12 campers here. It's really a nice spot. Good job to this city for giving the camper van somewhere to park. I think we got the best spot because we can open the door for the kitties and they kind of have like a little private yard. Let's see if they're waiting for us. Hi, Sleeping Beauty. Hi, Sleeping Beauty. What are you doing? She is too busy eating to even realize that we're back. Vanna is too busy sleeping to even realize I've opened the door for them and that the birds are outside singing. They've had a rough day, clearly.
So I'm out taking G for a walk, and believe me, he is loving it here. There's so much green grass and open space, and all this up in here is kind of hotel, apartment rental, that type of stuff. So it's all kind of resorty, but it's in the off season, so it's not super crowded here right now. There's hardly anyone around, so he's kind of getting to roam around the area. He probably will be a little shy to walk in, and he is absolutely loving it. But as I'm walking through here, I come through this area where they have these little sea boat garages, and I believe the name for lake here is Sea, S-E-E. But in any event, I could be wrong on that. But these are all boat garages along here, and I think most of them are privately owned, but I've seen some people out there fishing in these wooden boats similar to what we took the ride on, but they were out there fishing in the lake. So I'm sure you can rent these little boats and take them out there. You can certainly rent boats and tool around, and kayaks and canoes and stand-up paddles and everything else. But I'll tell you what, we're just enjoying being immersed in this beautiful place. Look at Little Misadventure. Now normally our cats do not like water, but this water, for some reason, both G and Vanna have been fascinated with it, and they have to go down and take a close look at it. And it might be just because of the reflective nature. I'm not sure. But Vanna is out hunting and exploring and having fun. It took her a minute. Takes her a little bit to get calmed down, but once she gets calmed down, she has a lot of fun out here.
We have left our perfect parking spot in the town of Obertraun, and I wanted to tell you there is a campsite in the south section of the little city of Hallstatt, but for one night he wants $67, and the reviews just aren't that great. The location's worth some stuff, but maybe not quite that much. But what I wanted to show you is if you travel in a van and you have bikes or scooters, it looks like there is a nice bike path all the way around the south side of this lake, so you could park where we did in Obertraun and just ride your bikes over. They definitely don't want vans in that parking lot. There you can see the little train car going up the side of the mountain. We had told you yesterday that the oldest salt mine in the world is right up there, and that we were going to try to take you there. But we did some research, and it's actually quite a bit of walking, some elevation, a little bit more than I can pull off in one day. And we kind of thought about maybe Curt taking you up there without me, but we woke up this morning and decided we'd just roll on out of here. I think it cost, what, $50, Curt?
Yeah, can you see a clearance level on this
I
thing?
do not see a clearance level on this thing. It looks plenty tall. I think we are okay. But we're headed a little bit north, and then we're going to turn west, take y'all to a pretty cool place that's probably going to spur some memories for a lot of you guys, but this is where we're going to wind this video down. We will see you guys in a few days. Cheers! If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys.